Hi guys, welcome to Wikip Movie Channel, and this is the second part of the best action movies of 2021. The selection includes action films of different genres, criminal, fantastic, comedy, and even elements of horror. Don't forget to check the first part of the selection. We left the link in the descriptions below. So, let's not waste any time and begin. Army of Thieves. Sebastian works as a bank clerk and during his free hours runs a YouTube channel about the hacking. Once, the lucky blogger is noticed by professional thieves. They offer him to become a part of the team and together open a series of legendary safes scattered throughout Europe. In addition to the difficulties with robberies, Sebastian also has to fit into a difficult team. This film is a prequel to Army of the Dead by Zack Snyder and tells us about the life of a burglar before he decides to go to Vegas. This is also a brick movie about robberies and cunning tactics of a team, but without zombies and frequent gunfights. Netflix develops the cinematic universe Army of the Dead, and the new film came out quite well. 10th place, Army of Thieves. Raging Fire. Honest and principled police officer Bond refuses to bend under his command and make a deal with his conscience. This is why his team is not taking on a separate operation to capture the long-wanted criminal. But a gang of unknown thugs in mask appears from nowhere and kills almost all the cops. Not a bad police action movie, which, in addition to fights, shootings and chases, can offer some kind of drama that raises the question of police arbitrariness. Imperfect justice system and retribution for the evil inflicted. The film has everything that is required of a modern action movie, an uncomplicated but not the worst plot and spectacular stunts. First of all, the movie will appeal to fans of Asian cinema, but it can also interest fans of the genre. 9th place, Raging Fire. The Forever Purge. The events of the film take place in the United States, where the large-scale economic crisis reigns. To deal with the poverty and disconnect of the population, the government creates Doomsday, one day a year when any crime is allowed from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Thus, people are offered to let off steam and restore justice on their own. Every time everything turns into a mass slaughter without rules. The new film came out dynamic with a lot of action scenes, but some shootings are not very impressive, especially after movies like John Wick, which took the stunt and action scene to next level. But despite the shortcomings, the film leaves a pleasant impression. At least, it is not boring. 8th place, The Forever Purge. The Protege. In 1991, in Vietnam, the killer picked up the girl, decided not to kill her but to make her his protege, and took her out of the country. 30 years later, Anna and Mood are excellent killers who work all over the world for a considerable reward. The next task doesn't seem difficult, just find the information you need. However, those involved in the case are killed one by one. Anna is left alone. The director of the film is Martin Campbell, known primarily for staging 2 James Bond movies. The story is not so original, but at the same time vigorous and dynamic. The director's experience in staging James Bond helped turn a rather formulaic script into an interesting movie. 7th place, Protege. The Ice Road. A methane explosion occurs in a mine of northern Canada. A couple of dozen miners are locked in a stone captivity. They have a little air left for a day. It is possible to deliver the necessary rescue equipment only by trucks on the ice of the lake. But the season of such roads is over. The ice is rapidly melting. Literally a few people agree to take the suicide mission. An experienced driver Mike with his young brother, young driver Tantu, as well as the head of the transport company and the representative of the insurer. Ahead they have a day of deadly, dangerous path. There are some minuses of the movie, script miscalculations, and the obvious impossibility of some scenes. The inappropriately drawn special effects in some action shots are also striking. But despite all that, this movie really captivates and keeps you in suspense until the end. And Liam Neeson is experiencing a second youth in action genre and, in '69, still convincingly demonstrates resilience and courage. Not a bad choice for one-time viewing. 6th place, The Ice Road. Blood Red Sky. fly from Germany to the USA. On board, among other passengers, is a young woman, Nadia, with her 8-year-old son. She flies to an advanced clinic in the United States, where there is a chance to cure her very rare blood disease. Unfortunately, the plane is hijacked by terrorists, but soon the invaders realize that they are forced with an inexplicable force. An inventive German horror movie that combines an action movie about hostages on an airplane and a trashy horror film. The horror genre certainly pulls the movie into the category B, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad movie. The main plus here is a well-thought-out script. The intrigue is perfectly sustained in the beginning, and the narrative is well built. The movie is worthy of watching if you like horrors. 5th place, Blood Red Sky. Kate, one of the best assassins on the planet, who dreams of retirement and living a normal life, is poisoned with radioactive material. There is no medicine, no antidote, and the killer has only one day to live. First, the main character freaks out as expected, but then she decides to live this life brightly and to hunt for her own killers. The movie resembles a hybrid of two films, Kronk with Statham due to the concept of the movie and John Wick due to the visual and staging of an action sense. There is also some drama. The strong point here is the furious action, mind-blowing stunts, fights and shootings. The author of the movie fully coped with this task, delivering an excellent hour and a half of adrenaline-charged time. 4th place, Kate. The Tomorrow War. On an ordinary evening in 2021, a detachment of Saldiars leaves the open intertemporal portal. Guests from the future announce that exactly 30 years from now, humanity will be on the brink of extinction. The governments of all countries are beginning to gather groups of volunteers ready to fight the aliens monsters over the world. Biology teacher and former military man Dan Foster is among the conscripts. This is a bright, fantastic action movie, the so-called summer blockbuster, expensive entertainment cinema, which released to a large extent of the visual part. The movie received some criticism for plot inconsistencies. It is not difficult to find references to Aliens, The Terminator, Age of Tomorrow, and Starship Troopers. But the movie turned out to be interesting and fascinating, a great blockbuster that shouldn't be missed. 3rd place, The Tomorrow War. Red Notice. The tough FBI special agent John Hurley arrives in the capital of Italy to support Interpol in the capture of the thief of works of art Nolan Booth and to prevent the disappearance of one of 3 golden eggs, once presented to Cleopatra. However, soon the FBI agent himself behind bars along with Booth. It becomes obvious that the agent was framed. From this moment, the former enemies will have to join forces to get out of prison and punish the offenders. This is a great entertainment movie. Sometimes it is downright stupid and ridiculous. In places, it's spectacular and exciting, but mostly funny and entertaining. From the very beginning, the movie takes a fast pace and doesn't stop until the very end. This is a large destiny of events, movements, action scenes and funny jokes. The cinema doesn't try to seem smarter than it is, and this makes it look easy. Charming blockbuster adventure, great way to spend 2 hours of free time. 2nd place, Red Notice. No Time to Die. 5 years have passed since the events of Spectre. James Bond has retired. He is no longer agent. Along with the call sign, the past is also behind. Now James only wants to enjoy a peaceful life in Jamaica, where he has a chic bungalow, a roofless sofa and dozen of bottles of whiskey. But duty is calling. Only a former MI6 agent is able to cope with a new threat in the person of Lucifer Safin. He is a terrorist who found a new type of biological weapon. Great action-packed film. And it's not even about the number of action scenes. There are enough of them here, but about the same amount of time spent on working out the image of the protagonist and his relationship with other people. James' humanity has been a key theme since the very first movie with Craig, and in a new film, this character trait is emphasized even more. This is the final film with Daniel Craig as an agent. The area ended brightly and beautifully. 1st place, No Time to Die. Well, this is it. Thanks for watching. Share your movie impressions in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and put the big thumbs up. See you. Bye.